Hello, everybody. I'm really pleased to be talking at this amazing conference, ERConf, organized by the Dmitry Nikitin School and his colleagues. It's my privilege and honor to deliver my presentation today. My name is Evgeny Usachев. I work for the Moscow International Academy. And today I'm going to share the experience which Trendy English team actually has with the digital content, right? So my presentation is dedicated to using digital content in English language teaching. I believe that this issue is really vital and important for a number of reasons. And first of all, we all live in the digital age, and I suppose most of you use different digital resources and materials while teaching English. As a starting point, I'd like to start with a quotation, which I believe will really like. The quotation says, "Content isn't king, it's the kingdom," right? So meaning that it's not enough just one particular material for English language teaching. So we need some more than one, yeah, something more than one. So it's like the kingdom, different types of content, different opportunities we can use, right? And what is important to know that digital content is not say fixed, it's constantly developing. And by digital content, we mean the high quality academic material, which is delivered through technology. It's my question to you. So what idea do you have in your mind when I say digital content? So could you just name a few associations or a few items or issues which come to your mind when you hear this phrase digital content?
Хотите постоянно развиваться в преподавании иностранных языков? Школа Дмитрия Никитина проводит образовательные тренинги, конференции и курсы для преподавателей. Подробности о событиях можно узнать по ссылке в описании.
You know that digital content actually exists in different types, and you can see some of the types here on the screen. Yeah, starting with some documents and texts and audio, video materials, blog posts, news, images, podcasts, social media material. So a great number of different items we can use to teach English, right? And yes, one more statement, it's constantly changing, right? How many of you actually use this digital content? I suppose nearly everybody uses digital content these days. This may be just textbooks or course books with some online components, or digital textbooks or workbooks. So, and some extra materials. And the question is, why do we need these extra materials? And what do we expect with this from these extra materials for our lessons? So let's have a look at some reasons why we need some extra materials or extra content. The first reason might be it's not enough materials in the course books we use, right? Some of them lack additional material or just training material to drill grammar, vocabulary, or maybe some skill speaking, reading, listening, at least. So the first reason, we don't have enough materials just to train, to reinforce the language we are studying, we are teaching, right? And our students which they are studying, right? So that's why we involve some extra materials, okay, extra content. Secondly, in some situations, we actually need to tailor material to meet our students' needs. You understand that there may be enough material to explain new grammar structure or to introduce new vocabulary. But when it takes to actually application of this knowledge of grammar or use of vocabulary, so students need some more practice. And in many cases, course books don't give this opportunity for drilling, for additional training, for activating this grammar and vocabulary in speaking. That's why we need to meet students' needs in this regard and tailor our courses or tailor the material which we use to satisfy the students' needs. Or it may be some particular maybe material if we teach, say, IT guys or people from legal professions, right? Or medicine, right? That's why we need to take into account their needs. And that means sometimes course books don't cover their needs. And so we have to tailor the material, right? From my own experience, I would say that I mostly need some exercises, some activities to practice grammar and vocabulary in speaking. I teach adults, right? And some of the problems I face when teaching adults. So, okay, they expect grammar, vocab, and they are pretty good at reading. But when it comes to listening, when it comes to speaking, they find themselves at a loss because they don't have this skill, or they don't actually know how to activate the knowledge of grammar and the vocabulary items, so the list of items they've just learned, how to make it active, how to use the conversation. So I badly need these materials, and frankly speaking, not so many quality materials are available on the net. You have to search, you have to take your time to find reliable resources, okay? Another reason might be teachers want to gamify their lessons to make them more engaging, more involving, so that students actively participate in the lesson and communicate within it, right? So for gamification purposes, or to use some games activities, for instance. Yeah, it works particularly well with young learners and teenagers, but it also works pretty well with adults when properly introduced. So one more reason, it's introducing some clear materials. So it stands for content language integrated learning. So when we teach other subjects or some topics related to other subjects, such as nature, or it may be just geography or other subjects. And these courses are pretty popular, and we need this content related to a particular area of studies, right? And we also need something extra, yeah? That's why we can apply to different texts, newspapers, or just internet materials, because we badly need some up-to-date materials for that, okay? It's also fair when we speak about English-speaking countries studies, such as culture, history, things like that, because in many cases, the materials which we have in the course books, they get outdated pretty fast because the world is constantly changing, and so the pace of change is so great these days. That's why we need these materials. I believe you have your own ideas. Why do we need some extra content to teach? But I believe these are the main ones. And actually, what materials do we usually look for? As I mentioned earlier, there may be lesson plans. We don't have time to get prepared. or we need to rely on some lesson plans which guide us. It may be fair for some newly qualified teachers. So we badly need some drilling activities, I suppose, yeah? Even in some grammar books like Murphy, so the number of activities to drill the skill, grammar skill, is not enough. So we just need to find some extra materials. It's also fair about using games in our lessons, so there may be some materials or some games we can create ourselves or find somewhere. I also believe that one of the most wanted, I would say, kind of activity, it's just when we have it by a particular topic and by a particular level. For instance, present perfect simple, say A2 level for adults, or B1 level for teenagers, right, in different situations. So usually we look for information for particular, yes, not general, yes, for instance, present perfect activities, yeah, so there are lots and lots of resources for that, but we need something specific in most of the cases. I do believe that you have your own ideas what kind of materials you look for, right? And let's have a look of challenges we usually have.
Хотите постоянно развиваться в преподавании иностранных языков? Школа Дмитрия Никитина проводит образовательные тренинги, конференции и курсы для преподавателей. Подробности о событиях можно узнать по ссылке в описании.
For instance, if you're looking for materials, reliable materials, what are the common challenges you are facing these days? Okay, let's have a list of them, right? First of all, in current situation, some foreign services are not available, right? For instance, such as Quizlet. So not all the materials are available for free, right? Or maybe some other services which are not available for different reasons these days. And we based our learning on them, and now they just disappeared. Another reason in current economic conditions, so some payments for some foreign services, they are not working. Yeah, we can't pay, we can't get access to them, right? Also many examples. I am not going to get into particular details, but I think you understand what I'm talking about, right? Another challenge is so-called course books issues. You know that some course books by famous publishers, they are not available, especially their electronic components, yes, or digital content. There were cases that teachers paid for this content and it's unavailable, right? It makes the situation worse here, yeah. That's why we don't have these reliable resources available, right? If it goes to search, you know, one of the easiest way just to Google the activity you need for your lesson, yeah. But it usually takes time. It's a kind of time-consuming activity. So, and yeah, actually, we need to spend some time on that. But more than that, not only time matters, but the materials we can find on the net may be absolutely unreliable. What I mean? There may be some factual mistakes. There could be something wrong with the methodology if it's a lesson plan or a set of activities. So we need to double check so that this material is worth using. Okay. Another issue here is lack of materials for certain topics, as I said earlier. So particular topics, age-related, topic-related, or skill-related. Okay. And a very common issue is author's right violation. Yeah. So if you create your own materials, so they may be easily copied and distributed with no benefits for you. So it's a common issue. I believe you have your own ideas or challenges you are facing. Yeah, but yeah, these are current issues in the current conditions we are living in. What do we expect from the platform? Yes, if we speak about the platform as a source of information full of resources, materials, I think you agree with me that firstly, we expect reliable materials. By reliable, I mean they are correct, having no mistakes, and they are actually methodologically well created. I mean, logical, and maybe they refer to lesson plans. Yeah. So, you know, I suppose you have faced many situations when you just download material from different open resources, and then you understand that you can't use it just in the lesson for some reasons. The second expectation, I think you would agree with me, that we need the platform which gives us an opportunity to find materials easy. Yeah. So it saves our time and it helps us to get what we want. Another expectation would be that the platform has various filters. For instance, you can type in your search in the search line, or you can, if the platform provides a lot of filters, for instance, by age or by level or by topic or by the type of material, it simplifies the search greatly, right? Another point which many teachers actually mentioned, so they expect the materials are checked by the methodologist, by an expert in English language teaching. So, and yeah, I suppose everybody expects that. Yes, it's somebody has checked. I mean, somebody like an expert or a person with great teaching experience, right, have checked this material, and we can use them. We actually trust these people. Another issue which we also take into consideration, it's storage facilities. You know, it happens very often that the teacher has a lot of files on their desktop or actually on their a laptop or tablet. And when it comes to searching a particular activity which you already downloaded, so it takes time. You don't remember which file was that. And so if the platform provides storage facilities in your personal account, it makes life of a teacher much simpler. Okay, what else do we expect? We expect user-friendly interface. Yeah, when navigation is really easy, right? Okay, do you know such a platform? Have you ever used a platform like that? Of course, you can use some platforms which are well known, maybe ISL Collective or SL Brains or something else, maybe some Russian platforms which provide materials. But you know, there is no an ideal platform. Yeah. So what my colleagues in Trendy English team actually have done, actually, it took us about 2 or 3 months to think of the idea of, say, online library and a collection of materials which actually complies with all the requirements I've been talking about. So actually, it's a platform called TrendyLib. It's an online library which has ready-made solutions, ready-made materials for lessons. And this is the front page. You can see how simple the interface is. So it's just upper menu, and then we have some materials, right? And what we actually have on this platform. We interviewed a lot of teachers, and it took us time to understand their needs. And we tried to implement what teachers expect into this digital solution. Let's have a closer look at the platform. First of all, what the platform offers for teachers, or we regard teachers as users. But it's not the only advantage of the platform. I will tell you about the second advantage, teachers as authors, as material creators. But let's start with teachers as users, okay? So it's an online library of reliable materials. What proves that? All the resources, all the materials are developed by TrendyLib authors. So there is no place for plagiarism here. And actually, we check these materials before they are published. And we have a group of TrendyLib authors. And actually, the number of authors is getting bigger and bigger. So, and we expect you to be one of the authors, right? But I'll get to that point a little bit later. So as you see, the platform is pretty easy to navigate. Yeah, we have different ways for how to find materials. We call them filters, and you can actually activate these filters, which I mentioned earlier, by age, by material, by topic. Lots and lots of filters just to make your search faster and more relevant, right? All the materials, and it's important to note, all the materials are checked by the methodologist. So, and this is Natalia Ivanova. She's in the TrendyLib team, and she's got a good record, actually working as the methodologist in the language school in a text, and she's got great experience teaching young learners and teens. So it's her responsibility to check all the materials which TrendyLib authors provide. So, and it gives the users, say, the feeling, the sense of trust. Yeah, it's the person you can trust. And we also provide weekly updates and, of course, a personal account. So signing up for the platform is absolutely free. You will get your personal account and the materials you have access to. You can download, or you can mark them as your favorites. So they are always available to you as a good storage facility. Let's have a look what we have already. We have different lesson plans, ready to use lesson plans. And each material has a kind of picture and some brief information. Usually it's the name of the activity, the age, levels, time you can use it for instance, if it's a lesson plan, you see the particular time. Is it for 60 minutes lesson or 120 minutes lesson? Some skills we are focusing in this activity, such as speaking, and then there is the author. You see the examples of trendy English materials here, and a particular area, be it vocabulary. In this particular one, Texified, it's just focusing on giving directions, or in fairy tale portation, it's grammar, present simple versus present continuous, or agents on holidays is just grammar going to. So you can click and get more detailed information about each piece of material, or you can download this material on your PC. So then we have activities, games activities for the lessons. and you have the examples here. Especially if we need to drill some particular, say, vocabulary in the first autumn, it's purely school vocab, right? And it takes just 15 minutes, and you see it's A2, B1 level for teens, right? And also we have some video recordings of the webinars and videos from the conferences, which you can watch as a, say, methodological support on particular areas. So what is available at the current moment? So it's grammar activities, some exercises, lesson plans, games, video recordings of conference talks and webinars. And we are working on the novelties every week. So you can see and get information about the TrendyLib authors, right?
Хотите постоянно развиваться в преподавании иностранных языков? Школа Дмитрия Никитина проводит образовательные тренинги, конференции и курсы для преподавателей. Подробности о событиях можно узнать по ссылке в описании.
And actually, we expect you to join the project and be our author. Yeah, I suppose everybody has some kind of exercises, activities which you maybe personally developed or created, but for instance, for some reasons you don't use them. But there is a nice chance to put them on the platform and help other teachers. So it's one of the opportunities how your potential could be used. You see on the slide some monetary and non-monetary benefits for teachers who would like to be a TrendyLib author. So first of all, we pay for material development. So there are fees, fixed fees for the material development, and we just discuss with every author to what extent the author is supposed to commit, right? And so there are fixed fees for material development. As for the, say, non-monetary advantages, I believe it's a great opportunity for personal branding and promotion, because we place the information about each author, their resources, their social media. So, and there is a special a profile, and you can actually mention your achievements or the activities you are involved in. And these profiles are absolutely transparent, and the audience of the TrendyLib can recognize you. You can get recognition from the colleagues, from the users of the platform. So moreover, for our authors, TrendyLib authors, we provide free access to all materials. It's also, say, on the one hand, maybe non-monetary benefit, but on the other hand, it may be a monetary, because you don't have to pay for the materials. So, and we are aiming at long-term collaboration with the authors. Yeah, it may be a short-term contract, or it may be a long-term contract. It's all up to you. Yes, how much you'd like to be involved in the project. So, and of course, there are some issues which we are all say loyal to, such as sense of belonging to something great, something important for the teachers, something worthwhile, right? And you know, it's for many teachers very important when they share, they just add something to add something good, something important for the level of teaching in the country, for instance. So and of course it helps newly qualified teachers to find their fit. So it's a great way, so you can get some I would say, monetary benefits as well as non-monetary ones, right? And actually, we are happy to every person who will be watching this this presentation, right? So actually, we will be absolutely happy if you join the project, right? And of course, if you have some ideas how to make the platform work better, or your ideas, we will all value your ideas which you can provide. So it's like a joint venture, right? Okay. So it's very easy. If you want to become a TrendyLib author, it's pretty easy. You just click on the button, become an author, and you will have to fill in the kind of application form. And then the platform manager will get in touch with you, and you'll start sharing your materials. And don't forget, we pay for the materials you develop, okay? So, and yeah, so you get more recognition, you become more popular. It's a good way for self-promotion or your school promotion, right? Because we expect the platform will grow and become more and more popular, and teachers can benefit from that because they could use the materials which they need, which are easy to find, and of course it will make their lessons more interesting and more skills focused, for instance. Okay, of course we have some set of requirements for the materials we publish. First of all, we tackle the materials, maybe it's just speaking, reading, or it may be a particular level. So they may be just materials which you personally develop, and we check it for plagiarism, as I said earlier. Of course, if you use some material, maybe it's an open source material, and which you base your activities on, you're supposed to mention this particular, say, article or whatever, right? So, and it's pretty easy. So you just click and become the author. So, and of course, it would be great if you dedicate your time to browse the platform. So we would be absolutely happy if you provide us any feedback. So there is a QR code, sorry, and it leads you to the main page of the platform, and this is our logo, right? So we would expect you to give us feedback, and as I said earlier, we can make this platform better and better. So you will satisfy your needs, the materials you'll get, and it's like the project which is mutually beneficial for everybody involved. So we really will really appreciate that if you just find time and browse the platform. And finally, actually, it's actually all I wanted to tell you about, right? Thank you for your attention. And especially, this platform might help those teachers who are thinking of creating their own materials, but they need support. They need some kind of feedback from the colleagues. It's a nice chance. And of course, it's a great chance to go digital and to make the materials which you would like to use in the lesson available for students as well, right? Okay, thank you very much for your attention. Here are my details, right? I'd like to remind you, I'm Evgeny Usachev. I work for the Moscow International Academy, and my area of expertise is digital tools, and I guide the master degree program which we have in the academy, which is called Digital Transformation of English Language Teaching. And as well as being an English Trendy English team, I help our student. I help the team, the colleagues, just to develop this platform. So if you have some questions to me, there are the contacts here. This is my email address. This is my VK account, which is pretty easy. EUSACH, right? This is my account in the social media, which we are not expected to name, right? And this is a dedicated website of the Moscow International Academy. Here we have different courses, teacher training courses leading to certificate or to diploma, as we say in Russian, диплом о профессиональной переподготовке. So if you are interested, just get in touch with me and I would answer all your questions related to TrendyLib platform and to going digital. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful event today, and I think you will enjoy the other presentations in this wonderful YARConf conference, actually. Thank you very much, and good luck in going digital.